Hi, today I want to go over a project where I obtained mock data online and then used that data to create a database of locations within the United States that a user could select from. And then once the user selects a location from the database, I will obtain the weather for that location using the Open Weather Map API. So I'll go ahead and get started by showing uh, how I obtained the mock data. So I obtained the mock data from Mockaroo. You can come to this site and fill in, for me, I needed locations. So I got this city, got the name of the city, I got the, let's see, state, and I stuck within the United States for this project, and I also got the postal code. Didn't need any other things for this project, and let's see. So I was able to use this to obtain my mock data, which I just worked with 1,000 rows, so it doesn't have all locations in this project, but I wanted to be able to implement MySQL and Dapper into my project. So once I got this, I went ahead and created a table with a primary ID on auto increment with a city, state, and zip code. And then I went ahead and inserted in all of the results from when I pulled that data, which as you can see here is different than what I received just now. So each time I pull data from Mockaroo, you can get different data. Now after I had that, I needed a different table for my state and my zip. So I went ahead and created a table for states and inserted into my states table all of the distinct or unique states from my cities data table. And I went ahead and selected my states, make sure everything was good there, and then created a table for my zip codes and inserted into my zip codes my distinct or unique zip codes from the cities. Now, once I had that data, I needed to be able to work with it inside of my project. So I created a cities repository class, which utilized Dapper to query results and map them to a city class, which would have the name, state, and zip obtained from my database. So I set up several functions here to be able to get data or select data from my database. And again, I utilize Dapper, the object relational mapper, to map these to the cities or states that I needed them to be in my project. Once I had those locations in my project and I was ready to present the user the current weather, they needed to use my Open Weather Map API class, which would have a HTTP client in order to send a GET request to the Open Weather Map API. I do that utilizing the getStringAsync method here. And I send in the uh, address here, which takes in the location that is being requested that was found within my MySQL database. The units that we're getting it is imperial, and then the API key, which would normally be passed in through the constructor. For testing purposes, I've got it automatically assigning it in the API for me though. And so I complete all this within a try catch in case the location that we're looking for doesn't exist. We'll go ahead and let the user know that that didn't exist. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and print the results to the screen after parsing it. And it is received as a JSON object. So we parse it to obtain the value that has the name main. So we're obtaining the main weather results here, converting it to a string, and again, we're writing that to the console. And we'll show what that looks like. So now that we have it here, we'll go ahead and get started. So thanks for using my Open Weather Map API application. And what would you like to search by? So we'll go ahead and search by state first. So the state, we'll go ahead and look for Florida F. So we've got Florida there. All right. So if I continue typing it in, it'll stay there. Now if I type something else in, it's no longer a match. So we're going to lose that. So we've got that. If I hit enter, then we will receive the weather results. Current temperature is 80 degrees. All right. So we'll go ahead and take a look at city, right? So here, what city are you looking for? And we'll go ahead and gonna go ahead and look up Decatur, which we have a listing for Georgia. Now, not all locations in the United States are in my project because I am only using the mock data that I received online. And that's just because, again, I wanted to be able to utilize a MySQL database in this project and use Dapper to be able to query my results. So, Decatur looks like it is 67 there. And we will go ahead and take a look at zip. And something else I want to point out here is if I go ahead and type in, anything that would pull up a city or a state, it's not going to work because we're looking for a zip code here, right? And something else I want to point out about my search bar that I created is it's actually set up to be able to handle if the user puts in something that's too long. So this message is too long, and if I create something that's too long, then it's going to excuse me, stay within the bounds of the box, and then whenever I come back, what I first typed in is still going to be there. So I just want to kind of showcase that, and this is actually something that I used regex to be able to capture what was inside of the box and then replace it with what I receive as the user input, one character at a time. But back to the project, we'll go ahead and put in some zip codes here, and it is going to go ahead and show all the matches that we have. So 3225 is there in Jacksonville. All right. So that is a glimpse at my project. I just want to kind of showcase how I was able to use a MySQL database and also get information from the Open Weather Map API. And I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed creating this project, and I would love to hear about any feedback you have. Thank you.